We are streaming. We're getting there.
I think we are live on Facebook.
Okay. All right. It's 12:30 or a moment or two afterwards. And I'm Dr. Sally Lamont. I want to welcome you to Dr. Sally's Kitchen, where today I am so excited to have my first guest in a series that I'm getting ready to start called Faster Food with Friends. And it's Marzi O'Bryan who is joining today. Marzi, hi Marzi.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So Marzi is a certified nutritionist. She began her life in Poland, trained in nutritional medicine in Ireland, and has had a practice, and then met the wonderful Dr. Tom O'Bryan, who is a very, very well-respected functional medicine doctor, nutritionist, focusing on nutritional medicine, the author of many books, and the Betrayal documentary, which Marzi worked on with him, and then they got married. And now I get to be able to share some exciting news with you all, which is that Marzi is pregnant now. Yay! And it's her first, and so we're really excited for her. They're living in Costa Rica, which was the brilliant place to get away from the US during this pandemic. Lots of fresh air, lower disease burden, abundant vitamin D. So we are welcoming Marzi here from Costa Rica.
Welcome everybody. It's lovely to be here.
Yeah. And when we started, our dear friend, Mary Agnes Antonopoulos, came up with this concept of faster food with friends because Marzi had made some spicy coconut chips for Mary Agnes. And that's what we were going to do this first time. But it turns out you can't get the kind of coconut chips that she loves in Costa Rica. So she is going to share her power coffee with us this morning. So in just a moment, I'll turn it over to you to tell us all about that. And then I'm going to come back and put together a lemon turmeric ginger shot. So let's get powered up with your version of power coffee.
Fantastic. So my power coffee is, it's quite an unusual recipe for a coffee. I love coffee, and I was looking for ways how to put as much nutrition as I can in a coffee. Because coffee is loved by many. Some people don't like coffee, and that's okay. I don't really have a replacement for coffee. Excuse me if someone doesn't drink coffee. But a fair fact about coffee is that some studies show that coffee is very beneficial for heart health and brain health. But some studies would say absolutely the opposite. So what's the trick in the studies? So the trick is if you have a gene, CYP1A2, and this gene is active, then you probably cannot drink coffee, because this is a gene that indicates slow metabolism. You are a slow metabolizer, and you should probably avoid coffee. And it's probably happening in about 30% of the population. So what's with the coffee? I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm not using a lot of equipment here, just a hand blender, right here.
Yeah.
Here's my coffee, freshly made. The coffee that we use at the moment is a brain bean. It's a very good coffee. Of course, it's organic. It has many benefits for brain. Mood, mind, memory is the logo. It's a very nice coffee. What I do, I just gonna take a jar, fill up maybe half full, because I'm a half full person. And what I add to my coffee is a little bit of sugar. I got my spoon. Maybe about 1.5, and it's a brown sugar. You can use coconut sugar, whichever sugar you like. Then I'm adding ghee, which is an amazing product. It's called liquid gold. It's been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic medicine. It has saturated fatty acids. I add about a teaspoon of ghee into my coffee, which often surprises people because they're like, fat in a coffee? And what's the coffee that David Asprey
bulletproof coffee.
Exactly. So people might be familiar with the bulletproof coffee. This is a little tweak to add even more nutrition. So next what I'm adding is collagen. The one I'm using is by Garden of Life, which is very pure. It's just collagen. Me being pregnant now, I don't know, do you guys see it or not? Barely. I'm just trying to packing all the proteins I can into my food, all the collagen, whatever is benefit for the baby's brain and for the skin and for the cartilage. And that's what collagen does for us and also does for a baby. Also, what's great about this, it's about 18 grams of proteins, which is very hard. I found very hard to get to my 80 gram proteins a day, which is the requirement in pregnancy. So this helps a lot because with my morning coffee, I get 1/4 of what I need a day, which is awesome. So I'm adding 1 spoon of my collagen to my coffee. Okay. Now the last secret ingredient is my egg yolks. So I've got 2 egg yolks of 2 eggs already extracted. And it might seem super weird for some people, but I really want to invite you to try it because it's absolutely amazing. And you're going to see how it froths and how beautiful it is. So let me blend my collagen first. It would be nice if that was plugged in.
Oh, and it's so nice and quiet. It isn't a loud whirring sound like this Vitamix is going to be.
I'm so happy, exactly. Okay, now I'm adding my yolks one by one. Come on, yolks.
One of the things that's so nice about ghee is it has no milk solids left. So in essence, it's dairy free. It is just dairy fat, but for people who are sensitive to casein or whey or even lactose, you're not gonna have a problem with ghee, and it just gives you that creamy, buttery quality. Ooh, beautiful.
Here it is. And it's really creamy, tastes amazing. It froths. You don't taste the egg yolk. You don't really taste collagen is tasteless. I sometimes add vanilla if you like vanilla. Some people like cinnamon. I don't like cinnamon. My husband loves it. But this is something that I'm looking forward all day till the next morning.
Yeah,
it's our morning routine to sit down and have our coffees and talk, and there is no phones involved, and we just have our 15 minutes, which allows us to connect for the next, I don't know, 12 hours of work, right? So that's it. If you have any insights about collagen and egg yolks, I made loads of notes, but egg yolks are also amazing. I didn't know that. I've learned today that in 1 egg yolks, we have the daily requirements of all vitamins that we need for a day, which is also awesome, including all the B vitamins and all the fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K, which is also beneficial for any of us and for my baby. All those products, basically collagen and ghee and egg yolks, are very good for weight loss. They help burning fat. They promote digestion. They also promote lowering inflammation. There's so many benefits of it. So try it for yourself if you like it. Tweak it as much as if you're afraid of 2 egg yolks, start with 1. That's what I did. I was like, egg yolks in my coffee, ew, no. You'll be super surprised. So
yeah, it just gives it that lovely creamy quality. And I wonder if in Costa Rica you have the bright yellow egg yolks.
yes, exactly. And also we're looking for free-range chickens, organic, obviously. And then when they spend all day on the sun, they soak up vitamin D. So you've got vitamin D in your egg yolks as well, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always associated that bright yellow color with a part, it's like the B vitamin, it's called lutein. And that pigment it's from plants, but it gets concentrated in the yolk of the egg of the chicken that ate it. And that pigment migrates straight to the retina of the eye to help fight macular degeneration. So we should not be afraid of using egg yolks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So that's my drink for the day. I hope you like it.
I do. And I think it is, I just want to comment because there's probably some people who are worried about the sugar in there. You use brown sugar, so it has more minerals in it than the crystalline drug of white sugar that so many people are really truly addicted to. But you could also do a little maple syrup, which is also golden brown from the minerals that are naturally occurring there. Or I've got honey that I'm going to use in my drink. Have you made it with honey?
Not with honey. I made it with raw sugar, and I also made it, which I'm gonna probably start doing again because I just got my supplies. What I do, I soak up dates in hot water overnight, and then I blend that in the morning, and I just use the paste. It's amazing for coffees because it also gives you a lot of nutritional value, right? It's fiber, and it helps with pregnancy, helps with skin flexibility. It has so many benefits. So thank you for a reminder. Yes, definitely gonna do that.
I love that idea. I have to try that myself. I don't do a lot of baking. I'm really a savory person, but I have heard that you can substitute sugar, obviously, by putting dates in. And I think it's important to soak it like you suggested. So it's not a dry, hard thing you're dealing with, but more like a prune that you might soak overnight, but without the plummy flavor. So that's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that recipe with us. Do you have the recipe that you can post on Facebook so we can all follow your instructions?
Absolutely. I'll be happy to.
Good, good. Thank you. Well, stay tuned because I would love to have you weigh in on what I'm about to put together here, because you may have some additional thoughts about the nutritional value of this little cocktail. Not a cocktail you would sip to get a buzz, but a cocktail that you can sip to strengthen your immune response. And I'm wondering, can you see me on this? The way I'm looking, I look like I'm little, and this is our first time we've done this. So yeah, I guess it's working. I'm on that one. Lots of tech stuff to pull this together for a couple of non-techie girls. So we're doing it, yay. So this is a lemon, ginger, turmeric drink. I'm calling it a shot, and we're putting some apples in it too. So, and I'm going to blend everything together in a Vitamix or a NutriBullet. You know, you really need a high speed blender to make it work. It is not something that a regular blender will do. A food processor might. But if you have a high-speed blender or a NutriBullet or something along that line, you can make this thing work. So I'm going to put in I've already got 1 cup of water in there, and I'll post my recipe on Facebook as well. I love lemon rind, lemon, because the zest has so many benefits, but it's also a little bitter. So on the second lemon, I just went ahead and peeled off that rind. And lemon seeds are super bitter. So I'm voting for getting rid of the seeds so they don't get ground up in there and make this any more bitter than it already is, because the fact is, there is some bitter here in those herbs, and yet bitter, like you said at the very beginning, is a flavor that's present in coffee. Most of the medicinal herbs in the world have a bitter flavor. They're the most powerful ones. So we don't want to get rid of that bitter, but we do want to get the lemon seeds out. And the same with the apple. It helps to put a couple of apples in, both for sweetness and for body, but skip the core, get the seeds out if you can, and then let's throw a couple of apples in. And of course, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Full of quercetin, which is a flavonoid, powerful immune stimulant, and a cofactor for vitamin C. Now, you guys know about ginger, no doubt. Ginger root, you're going to want to use a pretty hefty size. This is 2 to 3 inches of a fairly thick root, and I kind of pre-chopped it, but I'm going to give it a little help. And then, so turmeric and ginger are part of the same, in essence, kind of family. They are both what we call rhizomes. They're not exactly a root. They kind of grow on top of the ground with roots, but they're finger-like. And they both have powerful anti-inflammatory properties, but it's actually turmeric that is said to be the most powerful anti-inflammatory found in nature. This stuff has cancer-fighting properties. It has been shown to help normalize the cell's cycle of replication. So if a cell starts to divide into a cancer cell, there are compounds in turmeric, curcumin, that correct that and help to normalize the cell's actual cycle of replication. It helps to relieve pain. And when I studied Chinese medicine 30 years ago, we learned of turmeric as a substance that helped to break up blood stagnation, quote unquote. Just think of that as menstrual cramping and blood clots. So for the ladies out there, if you have tough periods, turmeric can help to thin the blood slightly and reduce inflammation. So I just have to say, turmeric is a dye. It will turn everything it touches, your fingers, the blender, anything you put it on, bright orange. And so I put my little bottle of alcohol out here because alcohol can cut through some of that. So I once, back in the day when we got manicures, had a French manicure on, cut up turmeric, and it all turned yellow. And it was, oh my God, I kind of freaked out because I had just gotten it. And then I put alcohol on a cotton pad. It all went away, and it was returned to normal. So it really does help. So we've all got alcohol around these days to sanitize everything. So be sure to have that around in case you need it. So we've got turmeric, lemon, ginger. I am going to put some honey into this concoction to make it more palatable. And so this is about 1/4 cup, but I want you to feel free to adjust that to taste. And what we're doing here is putting together it's going to come out as a smoothie, and it's basically a base that you would then add a little water to each day to turn into your shot. Now, throughout Asia and India particularly, turmeric is always combined with black pepper, which helps to increase its absorption. So I'm going to go ahead and throw about a teaspoon of black pepper into there. And I wait to put the oil in to the very end. Oil and black pepper together enhances the bioavailability of the curcumin compounds, the phytonutrient that's in turmeric. So we've got it all in there, but I'm going to add the olive oil, when I make it to drink, actually. So I'm going to turn this thing on for a minute, and I'm actually going to take this thing off because when you have a blender full like this, you have to use this thing. So hold your ears for a moment while we get this thing going. And with these power blenders, you turn them on and then you slowly begin to turn it up, and you use the squisher to begin to break it down. And once it's going, you always have to remember on these power blenders to turn the, I call it the volume, but the intensity with which it runs down before you turn it off. So the next time you turn it on, it doesn't blow everything out the top. So what this does is it becomes kind of a smoothie consistency. And then I pour a couple of ounces into a cup and put a little bit of water in it, and then that becomes my shot. So it's probably about a 4-ounce sip, and I've actually been drinking it all morning. You don't need a lot of this. It brings its powerful anti-inflammatory value to you, but as with all good things, let's keep it in balance. We know that turmeric and ginger help support our immune response. And especially now in the days of COVID, we don't know exactly how all these compounds influence the stage one might be in if one actually were to get that. So I would say use it as a preventive, but if you actually are in the throes of a severe manifestation, it's probably not the time to drink this, because we want your body's ability to promote some inflammation. That's how it helps to fight things off, viruses and other microbes. So a balanced immune response is what we're going for. So enjoy this drink. Make it up, several days, and you can store this in your refrigerator for several days and just dole out a couple of ounces here and there. Adjust it to taste. If it's too bitter, put a little more honey in, or put an extra apple or some more water. And then you have a really nutritious concoction that it's warming in Chinese medicine, and we're heading into the cold and flu season. So it's really nice to have this combination of nutrients on board and quickly available every day. So that's what we've got this morning, and I'm glad you could join us. Before we close, I remembered that I want to tell you about a course I'm doing. It's called the Healthy Immune Reset. It's a 5-week online course, and it is starting on Tuesday. And I have got a lot of recipes, and I've been able to learn how to share the way our immune system works in a manner that is comprehensible. It's one of the most complex organ systems that we have. But when you think of it as your own personal defense team, your internal army that is really trying to help you maintain your optimal health and defend yourself against foreign invaders, it turns out there is so much that we can be doing to help prevent, especially the viral illnesses that are coming towards us this fall. We are not sitting ducks just waiting to get sick. And as Marzi knows, so much of the way we've been living with a high sugar, high stress, junky diet actually compromises our immune function. So in the Healthy Immune Reset, We're going to take a deep dive into cooking. We're going to talk about the nutrients and herbs and the foundational lifestyle pillars that help to keep our immune system strong. So if you're interested in learning more and getting some great recipes, then I would love to have you visit thehealthyimmunereset.com. So Marzi, thank you so much for joining me today. It's really a pleasure to be in your kitchen with you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure also. I can learn a lot from you. I love your videos. I love the way you speak. I sometimes rush through and then my accent comes up. It's not really understandable, but great model. I love the smoothie. We just put a smoothie maker is right here, little blender. So I'm gonna make it. And I agree the course is so important because no matter what supplements we take, if our diet is incomplete, it's gonna be very hard for immune system to pull it through. So this is the secret. What you put on your fork is the secret to your health.
It really is. It is. So I think we have two wonderfully complementary recipes here. And I can't wait to see you when our paths cross. And may you have a wonderful delivery here in another few months. We are all rooting for you. So I'll see you on thedoctor.com or your Facebook. And when we can get you some coconut chips, I hope you'll come back and join me and show everyone how to make those delicious coconut chips.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you for your blessing.
Thank you, Marzi. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And goodbye to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Be well.